This is a lot different video to the one I wanted to make. It was supposed to be simply adding a camera onto this plane, fly it around a bit, post the footage. Now, as you've just seen, there was a bit of a crash. Let's see what happened. Well, it was all ready for its first test. It got the camera on it. I thought, yeah, this could be some decent footage. And what I didn't know was, it was nose heavy. Well, it took off, it was wobbling around, and what I noticed was, it wouldn't turn left very well. It wouldn't pitch up very well. It wouldn't turn very well. And I was struggling to just turn the thing until, yeah, crashed into the tree. The stabilizer came off the back. One of the motors ripped out, and at this point, I'm just trying it a couple of times to see, well, what was going on with it, and didn't know that motor had actually come off. But we do get a rather nice bit of footage of the stabilizer on the right hand side, just sitting there floating in the water. Now luckily it did drift in towards the side, the bank, and I was able to go around the other side of the little lake and retrieve both parts, both the plane and the stabilizer. And well, here's the aftermath. Obviously this thing here is supposed to fit on the top. The ball part has stayed on of where the servo arm goes to, but that's the bit that's missing. Also, this motor's come out, been ripped out, but the camera kept running, and that is a really surprising thing. Well, at least it does look like it's in one piece again. That's one thing. Yeah, the motor went in quite nicely. This and the back, they're both aligned up. So, I'll come back tomorrow, and then what the test is going to be, I think, is to lift it up at the back. And if it doesn't come off, that should be fine. And I do believe I've found out what happened. Now what I've just gone and done is to push this black band backwards a bit. This blue one was fine, the actual camera was over to the front. But I think what's happened is, this camera came forward. See, like this, it will spring back again. But I think it's been something like that black band came forward, pushed the camera forward, changed the CG, the centre of gravity enough that that's why I couldn't turn left properly. It would make a lot of sense. It was really, yeah, it was nose heavy and unable to be controlled properly. Okay, it is now the next morning. Have you got your fingers crossed? Because here comes the test. Right, we'll see how good this foam cure is. I'll pick it up from the back. Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, that's strong. I'll just check the motor as well. Oh, pick it up with the motor too. Oh, I think that's going to be fine. Right, so the next thing is to replace this rod. I have been up there again, had a good old look. Couldn't see it, I think it must have dropped in the water. But I do have these spare parts from years and years ago. There's a couple of rods and a couple of things to stick in the back. What I'll have to do is take this one out and then put one of these replacements in. So I'll come back when that's done. Here's the rod bent, got the Z bends 1 and 2, and I've got this piece now put in to hold it. So we're ready for a test. Hopefully back in the air. Right, let's see if we can get this to fly. Okay, trepidation. And here we are on board. I'm not going to take off in that direction, I've learnt my lesson. So what I'm going to do is just trundle it along, turn around, further up, and then speed up and take off in this direction instead. Let's see how this goes. There we are, a bit wobbly, but back in the air. There we are, it's now stabilised out a bit. view here from an upstairs security camera. Lining up again, sort of like a bombing run hopefully, right next to the water there. And I just flew it round a few circles really, just to make sure. I didn't want to give it too much stress. I didn't know if that glue would hold up or anything, but it seemed to be doing absolutely fine now. It does use more power because of the weight of the camera, but it gives some quite nice footage really. It's only a 2 megapixel camera. It's a very old thing, it's got 10 or 12 years old. But it was able to find a use on this plane eventually after crashing it, fixing it. So yeah, a little bit wobbly, but I did get the footage that I wanted ages back before I crashed it. There we go. So aside from some battle damage, it's back in the air, and I did get some footage with the camera on board. Wow, that was a journey.